Welcome. In this logistic regression video, we are going to create the logistic regression model. Let's get started. Let's build a logistic regression model by using the GLM function of R. We need to use family, binomial and link logit. Along with GLM, because our response variable is binary. Our response variable will be attrition data, which we are going to predict. It has the value as yes or no. Hence we are using the family as binomial for building logistic regression model. To start, let's generate the model by using all the parameters since they have iteration as binary, response variable. Furthermore, we want to use this model to predict the possibility of any employee resigning later in tune with this model and other variables, years experience, challenging work environment, compensation and technical expertise. The command to generate in R to generate the logistic regression model is shown here. You can use the GLM function. You can select the response variable. You can use the significance sign in order to specify the independent variables. The independent variables in the dataset will be years of experience, work challenging, work environment, compensation, technical expertise. The data will be taken from attrition data object, and the logistic regression family which we will be using is the binomial since the attrition is of binomial type. That is, either an employee will be staying in the organization and that is known as yes, or else the employee will be resigning from the organization, that is no. So the link will be logit. And finally, we are going to summarize the model. So let's get started. In order to do that, now what we are going to do, we are going to create logistic regression model. And in order to do that, we are going to make use of the GLM function. In case if you want to understand what GLM exactly is, you can use question mark GLM here. And once you execute that, so what it is fitting generalized linear models. GLM stands for this. So GLM is used to fit generalized linear models specified by giving a symbolic description of the linear predictor and a description of the error distribution. So now let's write the function GLM function. Within this GLM function, the first thing we have to specify is the response variable. So the response variable will be the iteration column within the iteration data. And then we have the other information, and let me just quickly check the information which is available. So the first is iteration, and apart from this we have some independent variables, and that is years of experience. Let's just put that here, years of experience, years underscore experience. Then we have another as work underscore challenging. Then we have the next as work underscore environment. Then we have compensation. And finally we have technical expertise. So these are the independent variables available in our data set. Now we are going to specify the data information, and the data which we will be taking is attrition data. And apart from this attrition data, we have to specify the family. Since our response variable is binary, so we are going to use the binomial family, and it is binomial. So within this binomial family, we have to specify the logit, the link. So the link information will be logit. So now once this information has been specified, now our GLM model will be created, and we are going to keep that into iteration logistic model. So we are going to store that into this attrition logistic model, or let's just keep it a little short name, attri-logi model. So this will be our attrition logistic model generated using the GLM function. So we are going to select this line of code and we are going to execute the command. There is work challenging. We have to check the column which we have to use. It is work underscore challenging. So we are going to put the name challenging since it was not found in the iteration dataset, hence we got that error. So let's quickly click on run, and now you can see that the iteration logistic model has been generated. So this is the logistic model, which includes information like your coefficients, your residuals, fitted values, etc. This we will be explaining as soon as we proceed further. So now we are going to get the summary of the model generated. So that is our iteration logistic model, and we are going to generate the summary here. So now here you have got the summary information, and now let's get back to the call. So here we have executed the GLM function in order to create a model in which the response variable is iteration, and there were other factors like years of experience, work challenging, work environment, compensation, technical expertise, and etc. And now what we have is we have some deviance residuals which we will be understanding as soon as we progress further. Now what we need to do is we need to understand the information of the p-value which has been received here. So now what we can see is we have some of the following information is available here. First thing which I would like to explain is we have an years of experience information. Then what we have is we have work challenging, yes. So basically what exactly I would like to specify here is only one value among the categorical variables is shown here. This is because each variable has two levels, and one level is taken as a reference level by the model. An example is the categorical variable work challenging. Work challenging has two levels, either yes or no. Only work challenging yes is shown in the model. So I would like to show you here as only work challenging yes is shown in the model here, because the second variable work challenging no is taken as the reference level. So now here I hope it is clear that each variable has two levels and one level is taken as the reference level by the model. Okay, so now once we are done with this, we'll proceed to the next section. So you have to note that the weight of evidence transformation technique can be used if each factor variable has many levels. This ensures that only one combined variable represents multiple levels of each variable, thus reducing the coefficients of the model. This is useful because categorical variables with many levels can create issues in logistic regression. Now let's proceed to the summary again, and you can see that the logistic regression model which has been generated has one insignificant value, and that is years of experience, because all the other values or columns which have been used are seen significant to the model because they have their p-value less than 0.05, and let me show you what does that mean. So now what we have is we have the following information available here, and as far as this p-value is concerned, p-value is known as the predictability value. So now this predictability value shows that years of experience is greater than 0.05, and this means it has a very high p-value, and this means the years of experience is not significant to prediction of iteration. That means whether the years of experience of a person is low or the years of experience is high, it doesn't matter whether he will be staying in the organization or not. So years of experience could not be a significant factor in prediction of iteration information. So now what we have is there are other information like work challenging. So work challenging is highly significant to the data set because it is much lower than the value 0.05. Same goes with work environment. So this means work environment is a very high significant factor as far as iteration and employee satisfaction with the company is concerned. Then compensation is also a significant factor, and technical expertise is also considered as a significant factor as far as the iteration is concerned. So now what we have is years of experience could be ignored and we can recast the model, and this is because all other variables are significant to the model and their p-value is less than 0.05, but years of experience does have a high p-value, and that is somewhat like 0.7. So work challenging yes, work environment low, compensation low, and technical expertise low are the significant variables. Year experience is not a significant variable to the model as it has a high p-value. It is quite obvious from even a visual examination of the data that year experience will not be significant to the model, as attrition is observed regardless of the number of years of experience. Furthermore, you can see that the model has converged in 7 Fisher's scoring iterations, which is good because ideally we expect the model to converge in less than 8 iterations, and that is displayed to you here. So now, as soon as we go into the number of Fisher scoring for iterations, and that is 7, and since this value is less than 8, so we consider that the model generated is a good model. So now, so what exactly we have is, so due to the 7 Fisher scoring iteration, it is ideally expected that the model is good. Now, we can eliminate years of experience from the logistic regression model and recast the model. This formula used for recasting the logistic regression model and the summary of the model is provided here. So what exactly you can do is, now you can predict attrition on the basis of work challenging, work environment, compensation and technical expertise only, and we have removed years of experience since it's not significant to predict attrition. And we're going to execute this model generation function, and this process is known as recasting the model by eliminating the factors which are not significant for the response variable, and finally we are going to summarize the information. So let's proceed to that. So now, in order to do this, we are going to recast the model, and what we have to do is eliminate years experience and recast the model. So what you can also say is you can eliminate non-significant values and you can create the model again or recast the model. So we are going to call it as eliminate your non-significant variables. Okay. Now, so we are going to recast the model, and in order to recast the model, again we are going to predict attrition information, and we are going to take work challenging, plus we are going to use work, let me just get the names of the columns which we will be using. So here we have the names available here: work environment, let's put the underscore here. So these are the names of the columns which are available in your data set. Then we have compensation and technical expertise. Compensation plus you have technical expertise. So this is the information which has been taken, and now the next information will be the data on which we are going to generate the model. So this data will be the attrition data, and the family for creating the model will be the binomial family, and the link will be logit. So now once this information has been created, we are going to regenerate the model, or let's call it as recast attri. Let's call it as attri logi model 2. So we are going to store the information into model 2, and now once we execute this information, you can see that the attrition logistic model 2 has been generated now. And now once we're done with this, we're going to execute the summary, and we're going to get the summary of the model 2 this time. And once we execute this, so now again we get the number of Fisher scoring as 7, so this means it's highly good. And now as far as this is concerned, you can see that again the reference variables and one of the factor is considered here, and as far as the p-values are concerned, so this time all these four variables like work challenging, work environment, compensation and technical expertise are considered significant in prediction of attrition. I hope you understand how model can be created for logistic regression on a data set using the GLM function in RStudio. In the next section, we are going to understand the concepts of degree of freedom, and we are going to proceed further. We are going to understand the deviance concepts and this degrees section as well, so that you can understand this section, how it works as far as your logistic regression model is concerned. Thank you for watching.